Let's see, everybody. If you are, boom! It seems that we're live. If you're tuning in, if you're tuning in, let me know you're alive. Jared Allen, right on, buddy. Just Lisa, how you doing? How you doing, man? Are you doing good, Jared? I appreciate it, man. This is wow. Rick Rock Sauce, how you doing? Whoa. I missed you guys all weekend. That's alive and well in Chicago. Well, right on. Christina, I am glad you were alive all the way from Venice. How is everything in Venice, Italy? Matt Levy, right on. Alive over here, nice to see you. Fantastic. Oh, we have a new one to the show. Nico, all right on. So, but dirt bike this weekend. That's amazing. I bet you have a lot of land to ride on? Shout out for me, but boy Vikram, right on. Man, I missed you guys all weekend. I don't know how we're going to have to do this. I don't know that if I'm going to have to come live over the weekend because I missed you guys. However, you got to understand, it gives me an opportunity to recharge, to come up with some fresh topics, to get excited. But you know what I've also done, guys? I put myself in a situation where now, because more and more of you are coming in every day, which is great, thank you, it's making me more and more nervous that I want to do a good show for y'all. And last night I was part amped and part terrified. So here's the thing, guys. I got so much to say today. I don't know how I'm going to get it all in, but whatever I don't get in, we'll do it for tomorrow. You do you, and the show will kick ass. Well, that I can do, my friend. That I can do. All right. So, I come in every day with a kind of a loose arrangement of what I wanted to do, because if I script out anything, then I just can't get in my flow and just start talking to you guys. I'm too busy reading off stuff, and it's not fun. It doesn't, it takes, much like a performance of being on stage, you want to be in the moment. You want to transcend the music. You want to be lifted off. And if I get a script or notes and stuff, I can't do that. I'd rather I like flying off the handle with you guys. I like having a genuine, authentic conversation. And if I script this out, I got nothing, So that makes it difficult. And for those of you who are requesting to come live, we'll get to that. That comes at the end of the show. I got to get a lot off my chest. We got stuff to... Yes, love the improv. Thank you very much, Charlie. Scripts do suck. That is... that is why we do it. We got to be in flow. This has got to be a genuine, authentic, organic conversation. And but you can understand that if I don't script much out, then that puts me in a position to get a little bit nervous and the anxiety to go up because, I'm going in free. But that's the beauty of improvisation, to get those butterflies going, to get fired up. After 20 some years of playing on stage, I still get nervous. I even get nervous for those of you who are podcast listeners. I get nervous when AJ and I go in with big guests. A lot of people, I've read their books, so there's all this anticipation on the show and what I want to get across for you guys. And also, I want the guests to like us. If they like us, they're going to recommend more guests, and we'll have a great conversation, and they'll help promote the show. So, even at 46 years old, I'm not above wanting to make a good impression. We should all want to make a good first impression. So with that, yes, it's a little bit nerve-wracking on Sundays because I hadn't seen you guys all weekend. I want to do a good show, but here's the other thing. Over the weekend, you guys write me, and I get messages about how much you are enjoying the show. So then that starts to work me up. So by Sunday night, I'm a little bit losing it because now the anticipation has been building up. We've had 2 days without a show, and then my nerves get to me a little bit. So, but we got a good show today. I'm excited. But here's another one for you guys. Some of you have written in, you actually want me to go on longer. That would mean I'd need more material. That would mean I would need more participation from you guys. So listen, here's how this goes. For those of you who asked for me to go longer, that's a possibility. But let's make sure that this half hour that I'm with you guys is filled with great content and you guys are enjoying yourself and we're filling this up. If more people come to this show and you guys are excited and we have fun every day, then I'm willing to figure out what would have to do to make this go longer. I could answer some more questions. I could look into some more material. However, I understand that time that I have to exchange for that has to be taken from somewhere else. And so I got to fudge with that. But I'm willing to do that if you guys want that, right? If the demand is there. This is a supply and demand situation. So that's one of those bridges that if we get to it, then we'll cross it. But right now, the half an hour works. And I'm really excited, and we have a lot of fun, and it's filled, and I'm not, fumbling around for content. We got plenty of content. We got plenty of you guys coming in, and we got plenty of excitement for the half hour. So we're going to rock that for now, but the idea is there. I'm open to that discussion, and it will be a supply and demand. Now, somebody did something incredibly special, and I want to share about that. Now, someone anonymously reached out to Sean Berry over at Rack Coffee, over at Random Act of Kindness Coffee. So one of you reached out to Sean, and you said that make sure that Johnny's next coffee is on mine, is on me. And then you Venmo'd Sean cash for some Rack Coffee. And Sean hit me up and said that he had just got an order from a listener for me. Which one of y'all did that? Now, I don't need to know which one of y'all did that. If I was in my younger days, I would have been so compelled to find out. I'm good with that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Animal thanks you. And the audience thanks you, because when that kind of stuff happens, you guys flip me out. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's when I get this message and I'm like, oh my God, I got to go live tomorrow and I haven't talked to anyone. And now you're all getting me coffee. Like, holy cow. This is the point of all this kind of stuff. I know, right? Amazing. And here's the thing, you guys, if there's a lesson in any of this, and for those of you who've been following along of this journey for the weeks that I've been doing this, you know that the tech has improved, the lighting's improved. We're getting a little bit better every day. And that's great. And when we first started, all these videos, if you're on Instagram, all these videos are on YouTube. You can go back in YouTube and look at the progress of every day of doing this show for the last 6 weeks. And you can see how bad it started out. There's even a clip on Periscope where I'm bleeding because I cut myself shaving, but I made a promise that I was going to be consistent and come on this show. So it is about that consistency and taking action where things like that happen. I mean, you guys write me now. You guys send me articles. You guys send me questions. You guys send me coffee. Sean sent me coffee. What is going on? That's so for you guys. If you want to do something, you just got to do it. You got to take action, and you can't care about what the outcome is going to be. You just got to do it because you want to do it. I love how you share your fears. Don't we all feel that way with some pressure on us? Yes, Dakota. And that's absolutely. And that's, that's why I wanted to do this show when this pandemic hit and why we've been going live for 6 weeks, because I wanted the Art of Charm listeners to know that we're going through this too. And I didn't want you guys to be alone. And I didn't want to be alone. I live in this apartment by myself and on quarantine. My girlfriend has parents who compromise because they're elderly. She takes care of them. And so I'm by myself, an animal, and we got to make the most of it. So I go live every day as an opportunity to share and connect with you guys. So whoever sent me coffee, thank you so much. And Sean Berry over at Random Act of Kindness at Rat Coffee, he thanks you guys too. And wow, like over the weekend, I got so many messages. This is just great. And I want to thank you guys. So now I want to get on. I got a question, and then I wanted to do this listening trick that I wanted you guys in on, because this is really fun and you can have some fun with this during quarantine. So, and then for those of you, if you have questions or whatnot, throw them in. If we get to them, we get to them. If not, I'll be here tomorrow. All right. So question, this is from my man. I can't remember his name and I didn't put it on here, and I got to remember to do that. He lives in Australia. He's a fitness guy. He is rad. I was checking out his Instagram. Damn it. I wish I have that. I will try to look for that in a bit. If you're on here now, please pop up and let me know. But I'm going to read his question. It says, Johnny, hey, I have an idea I'd love to hear your thoughts on. How does a person move on from a time in their past that they've particularly enjoyed? My situation is like this. Several years back, and I lived overseas, I had a very active social life and was always trying new things and meeting new people. Oh, you know what? I forgot about my microphone. See, this is the insanity that I got. I often think back. I often think back to it with good nostalgia, and at times, sometimes it makes it difficult to enjoy the present. I have a good life now, and I'm relatively happy. But I feel that my inability to completely move on from those years I spent abroad sometimes limit my capacity to enjoy the present. So my question to you is, can I finally move on from the past and begin to engage with my current surroundings the way I did years ago? Love this show, and thank you for your time. Now, I love this question because there is a lot going on with it. So when you are younger, and you're in your 20s, you are alone for the first time. You're experiencing freedom for the first time. And the world is a novel place. And you have pathways that open up in your brain that are flooding you with so much emotion that this imprints on your brain, so that you will remember these things with nostalgia for the rest of your life. This is why music in your 20s and teens is so powerful, because it is the soundtrack to these new days, these new opportunities that with this imprint, you'll never escape it. And this is what they call with sensory cues. So all these pathways are open up, and you have an auditory and taste and smell and touch and hearing. All these pathways are so opened up that these experiences are incredibly vivid from every sense. This is why after 40 years, you could smell something and it would bring up maybe being in your grandma's kitchen while she's baking cookies for you, and those memories will come flooding in. And So for the guy who wrote this, you had these experiences that were wonderful that you're just going to have to hold on to with nostalgia and celebrate them, smile about them. That's one part of this. The other part of the question is moving forward. So that's why it happens. It happens to all of us. We have very fond memories of new experiences when all these pathways are completely open, that paint incredibly vivid, beautiful pictures that give us nostalgia. That's how that comes to be. Now, with that is, what can I do to move forward? Now, in looking at your Instagram, I had noticed that you're doing a bunch of amazing things. You run marathons, you're challenging yourself physically, you're a trainer. So you're used to doing new things. And that's why we do it, to create those pathways that we're trying to recreate from when we were younger. For instance, for myself, I'm a musician. I've been playing music. I don't remember when I wasn't playing music, and the music and how it affected my life as a young person in my teens and 20s was so profound that even at 46 years old, I still chase that moment when every hair stands up in the back of my neck when I hear some new tunes that make me feel young, that stir all those feelings. And for a lot of us, I think that's why we do it. It's an opportunity to feel in such a manner that so good and so alive and so young. For myself, there was a festival in Vegas that I was supposed to go to in August. That's in the air now, but we'll see. And the reason I go is because it allows me to experience new bands that I'm not going to be familiar with. And my hopes every year that I go to this is that my mind gets blown away by some new young band that I haven't heard before, that pushes me back into that moment where I feel like a young kid again, and where all I want to do for the next couple days is put an album on repeat and just drift off. I chase that. Those endorphins and dopamine kick from that experience is one of the most healthiest we could ask for. I think all of us, even for those who even try to heighten that experience with chemicals such as MDMA or acid or whatnot, this enhances an already mesmerizing experience that is almost quite so profound you could call it a spiritual experience, because it allows you to transcend everything about being a human being for that moment and takes you to another time and another place. And I think, and moving forward for you who's asking this question, which is to try to Dolly puts DMT. That's a little bit extreme, but we need to find certain places where we can get those feelings still to this day, because that's what allows us to feel young. And I certainly have for myself how I go about it. And for you, my friend, I think you found it in working out. I think you found it in marathons. Try to find areas in life that can take you back to that place so you can experience it. It's not so much that it is calling you back there. It is those feelings are reminding you of what it is like to be young and how wonderful those experiences can be. And yet there are opportunities in our everyday life where we can find those today. They're far and few between, but that's why we live. Matt Levy, straight facts. Yes. So we are getting older every day. Jessica, all right. So, guys, I promised you a listening trick, and I want to get to that right now. So the other day, I tweeted out the 5 levels of listening, and this is from a man named Oscar Tromboli, who wrote the book I Hear You. I think it was I Hear You. I might have that mistaken, but I will look into that. Now, this is a great listening trick that you can develop, you can cultivate, and you can get better at every day. And if you want to learn more about this, check out the Art of Charm Communication Accelerator. The link is in the link tree. On Twitter, it is in the bio, and you can also find it on our website, and it's always in the description if you're watching on YouTube. Now, this is the 5 levels of listening, and all of us, you're going to recognize a few of them, but I want to share with you how your experience in listening can go deeper, and then you can enrich your experience in your relationships by understanding what it is you're actually being communicated if you can listen through all 5 levels. Are you guys ready? This stuff is so rad and it's mind-blowing. And you can get better at it every day if you start practicing it. Now, number 1 is who is sending you the message and why, right? So somebody's going to be speaking to you. They're going to be telling you something. Number 1, who is this person to you? Is it a stranger? Is it a loved one? Is it your arch nemesis? Is it somebody who appreciates you? Is it somebody that you're getting just straight up data from that you've never met before? All right. That's 1. Who is this person and why are they sending you the message? That is a level that most of us pretty much pick up instinctually. The one thing that is most definitely there is why are they sending you the message? That can be deepened, but we always know who we're speaking to. But as you recognize in the other ones, it's going to take into account some subtleties. Number 2, what is the info? What is the message that the sender wants to send you? What is the message that the sender wants you to know? So here we have the data and information. That is very intuitively, we pick that up, and there's the words that are being used to convey a message. Now, level 1 and level 2, we pretty much work with pretty easily. Both can be developed, but they are unique to themselves. Number 3, what it means to the sender to send the message to you. Okay, so now think about who you're speaking to. Are they a stranger? Are they just trying to get you information? Are they a loved one who is trying to send you a message that they would like for you to take in? Perhaps they're looking for you to change your behavior. Perhaps they're offering critique. Perhaps they want to reinforce an idea that you already know. What is the message that they're trying to send to you? That is a level that we don't think about. All right. Number 4, what are your thoughts on the message that was sent to you? So think about that one. You're going to have an emotional response and a logical response to the message that was just sent to you. The logical response will come at a later time. The emotional response is going to hit instantaneously. And a lot of times you are not going to be conscious of the emotional response. The emotional response is just going to do what it's going to do. And you are going to act accordingly to the emotional response until your logical brain overrides the emotional response. So know that you have 2 responses. You need to be responsible for both of those. You have to be responsible to your emotional response, and you have to be responsible to your logical thought, or to your logical response. remember, you will not be in control of that emotional response. It's going to take over. You will logically be able to override it at a later date once you've processed the message. And lastly, did you receive the message that they wanted you to receive? Boom. So now, through an emotional response and a logical response, you have to be willing then to look at both objectively, put them together, and find out whether or not you were able to receive the message that was sent to you. That is the 5 levels of listening. As you might have recognized the first couple, but the last 3, they become much more difficult. As for number 5, the message, did you receive what they wanted you to receive? You may have received it emotionally, but you didn't receive it logically. It's not until you objectively look at it from both angles and then recognize and put them together to be able to clearly accept the message that was sent to you. And here's what's interesting about this. So let's say that I have a message or a conflict that I want to work through. So, all right, let's say Animal here is acting up. He's wild now, and I need to settle him down because I'm nervous and scared for his life because of his behaviors, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let him know that I'm about to tell him something, and I don't need him to respond. What I do need is for him to listen to the message, sit on that message for 2 days, and then if he would like to respond, he can. Now, why would I explain it to him that manner? Because I recognize that whatever I tell him, he will have a emotional response that he is not in control of. That emotional response is most likely going to counter or look for excuses or rationalize said behavior. It's not until that message sits, the emotions calm down, that he'll be able to logically work through the message that was sent. Once he was able to logically look at it, after the emotions calm down, he can then tie it to the message that I was trying to send, which was, I'm afraid for you, that I am looking after you. I would like for you to take what I say seriously, think about it, not respond, allow it to sit so that you can emotionally respond to it. And once you calm down and you can logically respond to it, then you and I can have a discussion about what I said. That is the best way that I can explain this listening trick in the 5 levels of listening. This is why you're going to have an immediate response, and why also you're going to have a logical response later. This is why journaling is so important, because it allows you to look at things objectively, especially over time. So, guys, that is my half hour. I'll go through this really quickly and say hello. I will be back here tomorrow at 8:30. I hope you guys join me. If you have questions, you have topics, you have an article that you would like my thoughts on, send them on to me. If you are able, you can follow me over at AOC Johnny or right here at The Art of Charm. I basically run our Twitters and social media. Thank you, Tolly. Monday Madness. Let's get some. Boom. I hope you like that, Tolly. Jared Allen, thank you very much. Alive over here. Serena, thank you very much. Solid. Yeah, I hope you enjoy that dirt bike, buddy. My weekend was good, Jaron. All right. Thank you, guys. Now that you have a good time there, isolation ends. Yes. Oh, also, guys, if you want to learn more about the 5 levels of listening and all these other social tricks and self-development, check out the Art of Charm Communication Accelerator. It's all about communication and what it means. The link tree is you can find a link in the link tree. Join us over there. And also you can go into our Twitter bio, and we discuss and lay out all these arguments of all the best in communication that we have learned over 15 years of interviewing the best experts, our live training programs, and our online programs. Alvin, thought-provoking today. Thank you very much, buddy. That's what I was shooting for, Alvin. And hello to you in Russia. Big from India. Right on. Host an hour show one day a week, possibly on Saturday. Well, Tully, that's what we're talking about. If this keeps going as crazy as it has, we might be doing that. It's a supply and demand situation. This is my first time hearing you, and you are fun. Well, thank you, Dakota. Tell your friends, and I'll be here tomorrow, every day, 8:30 a.m. PST. I love how you share your fears. Thank you very much, Dakota. And whoever bought me that coffee, thank you very much. Tully sending me some hearts. We're getting older every day. Yes, we are, my friend. Good friends, really bad place. These are good ideas. It could maybe some thought back into his head on what he's doing. Right on. Thank you, Matt. Emotional regulation. Yes, it is, Tally. And that is not anything that you can easily do. Wow, James. Thank you. James says the YouTube algorithm sent him here 2 weeks ago, and he's been enjoying these. Well, thank you very much. And Marty Golfer, well, thank you very much. Listen, all of these episodes from 6 weeks are in our YouTube channel. You can see them from the very beginning. Where are you at 8:30? Well, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Periscope for all of you guys. Thank you very much, guys. I got to head out. I got plenty of work. I got to go into my other Art of Charm groups. But thank you, guys. Tell your friends, 8:30. Tomorrow will be rad, as always, and we'll do some more listening tricks, all right? Are you on more than one social media right now? Yes, I am. I'm doing YouTube. Bye, Lisa. I'm doing Instagram, and I'm doing Periscope. All right, guys, I got to head out. Thank you all. Look at all the hearts. Look at that animal. We did good today, buddy. See you guys. All right. See y'all in YouTube. See you tomorrow.